There, Pisces, welcome to your reading for the week of February 29th. Um, you know, uh, Interesting week, really, is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth. You start off with the Joker. I always think of the Joker as Pisces, although I say that the Joker represents like the superpowers of Gemini. It really does represent Pisces. Pisces can be great at doing a bunch of different things, like having, working on a bunch of things, having a bunch of businesses, needing to focus on a lot. Usually, Pisces, their wheels are constantly spinning. That's what this card is. It's about working really hard. It's about being able to juggle multiple events, being able to juggle multiple things going on in your life. Frequently, again, people who are jokers, who are a joker archetype, will have like multiple businesses, or they'll do some, or they live in two different worlds. Classic Pisces, right? I mean, a Joker type person will have a card reading channel on YouTube, and they'll have a real world business. That has nothing to do with spirituality. So they bridge those gaps. They kind of live between two worlds and keep them very separate sometimes, but it works, and that's what the Joker's all about. Is you being able to do that. The Joker can also be about mixing those things. So maybe this week you'll be mixing your intuition with the real world or something, and it will help you out in some way. So very good card to start off with. I really like the Joker a lot. It's great for working and getting things done and making money, so it's just good for that. Next, you have the Seven of Hearts. Feeling a lack of love. Single Pisces, you're probably feeling a lack of love. I know most Pisces, if you've been single, you've probably been single for quite a while now, so you could be feeling that this week. But Seven of Hearts is all about communication, so it does say if you open up communication with people, if you try to meet new people, then you could bring love to you a lot faster. But on the other hand, this can be a very successful card as well, and in love could be what's missing. So just know that the solution to this card is communication. If you open up communication, just remember that's where the success comes in. You have the Five of Clubs next, ties right in with that Joker card, all about your wheels spinning, thinking, planning, doing a lot of scheming, which is classic Pisces, right? Coming up with ideas and all of this other stuff. That's this card here, but it's also about learning. I think Pisces, a lot of you Pisces out there could be learning new skills from like home, planning on learning new things, going back over things, maybe even like revisiting old things from the past. Maybe you tried to do something in the past, like start a business, and now it's like coming back to you, and now maybe you can move forward with it and get it going. Maybe you're in a better position, or this is all about planning to be in that better position. I really see Pisces working on themselves as well, and really looking at how they can kind of better themselves and be better, and kind of learning a bunch of new skills to be more valuable in life. That's totally this card right here, and it's only going to benefit you for the long run, so really great. Next, you have the King of Diamonds coming in. King of Diamonds could be an increase in your finances, but it also asks you to balance your finances, not to make any quick decisions. The King of Diamonds can be very successful, frequently called the CEO. However, he can make some bad decisions. I mean, how many times do we see these corporations where the CEOs make terrible decisions? They go to jail, they do all these things. Same thing with this card. It's about really making sure to think about things before you do them with your finances or business or job or getting a job or whatever. So just make sure to take some time to think about any major financial decisions that you could possibly make this week under this card. And next, you have the Seven of Clubs. Again, can be feeling a lack of something. Usually the Seven of Clubs comes up when we are working really hard, when we have a good idea, which I think Pisces, even in your astrology, is prime for this. Entering into March here is prime for starting new projects and starting new things, at least the way I see it. And so you might be working really hard. When Pisces latches on to something, they don't let go, especially if it's working. I always say that, like, if Pisces started a business and then it was working, Pisces will attack it and work on it even harder, and as long as they're seeing the results. So keep that momentum going, especially if you are seeing results, but also watch your health. This is kind of like a balance thing. You need to find a balance between not getting lazy and working too hard, and working too hard in your health and all of this other stuff. So it can be kind of complicated, but it's all about keeping that momentum going with this card. And finally, you have the Six of Hearts, another card of putting energy into things and getting it back. It really does speak to the whole. If you've been trying something, like trying to start a business or trying something new, and it hasn't worked out in the past, with the Six of Hearts, it's like you can finally put energy into things and get it back equally, if not better. Really good card. So definitely try something new this week. Try to start that business. Try to start that relationship. Again, I say business, but the Six of Hearts could be anything. It could be a relationship. It could be a friendship. Try to start those new things under these cards. You have a good amount of like getting started type stuff here. So now's the week to do it. And that's what I would do. And I will say this: if you have been learning something new from the home, but you haven't taken action, sometimes those 7s and 5s being odd numbers can say, hey, you've learned enough to get started. So like, just do it. Stop just saying I don't know enough. You know enough now. You've learned enough. That doesn't mean you have to stop learning, but it's like you've learned enough now to start. Don't get stuck in that like whole analysis paralysis type of thing here. Get moving forward. So thank you for watching and enjoy the week.